It's a brand new year, but it seems like we're still not over Queen's Gambit with its refined writing and complex characters. So it's understandable why millions of people are willing to swap our current reality for the show's alluring version of the 60s. Those were the days. If only they weren't throwing so much stuff away. Is it just me or it's kinda painful to look at? Come on, boomers. Recycling is cool. Don't let anything go to waste. But the series makes up for all the wasted goods with another kind of recycling, both in visual storytelling and dialogue. In this video we'll focus on the latter, because some phrases in Queen's Gambit are recycled quite heavily. It may even seem like the creators of the series made a conscious stylistic choice to match the number of words the characters get to say to the number of pieces in a chess set. Well, as counterintuitive as it may feel, word repetition can actually be a great tool in writing. It creates running jokes, serves as a catalyst for the plot, changes the power dynamic in a scene, and more. Let's take a look and see how it's done and why it works.
Home sweet home.
First time we hear these words from Mrs. Diodorf, the headmistress of the Mifflin Home for Girls. Beth Harmon, the 8-year-old protagonist, is sent there after losing her mother in a car crash. The expression "Home Sweet Home" comes from the title of a song written by Henry Bishop and John Howard Payne for the opera Clary in 1823. Over a century later, it makes its way into our collective consciousness when the song is played in the finale of The Wizard of Oz. When Dorothy repeats the magical words,
"There's no place like home."
it marks the end of her journey, and in the next scene we see her surrounded by friends and family. But for Beth, the words "Home Sweet Home" are full of bitter irony. That chapel is clearly not her home, nor it is to any extent sweet. And Beth, who has just lost her mother and the very semblance of home, is completely alone. Is Mrs. Diodorf purposely being mean? Perhaps not. But the contradiction between her shallow, well-meaning words and Beth's clear disorientation is precisely what makes this scene so heartbreaking, and makes us start rooting for Beth to find her true home. Next time, the same words are coming from Elma, Beth's newly acquired foster mom. And even though she does sound truly happy to welcome Beth home, for us it's more of a question mark moment. Like, is it though? But when Beth repeats the same phrase to herself, we get a sense that she is finally home. Third time's the charm. And once that Dickensian orphan subplot gets resolved, it's time to move on with the story. Okay, but not quite yet. First we gotta witness a makeover. Thankfully, it's not yet another Cinderella glow-up.
That should do nicely.
Yes, this will do nicely.
Yes. This will do nicely.
When the headmistress gets Beth's hair cut and orders to burn the dress with her name embroidered on it, Beth is stripped not only of her clothes, but in a way of her identity. So when Mrs. Diodorf says that the new uniform will do nicely, once again the contradiction between her words and reality shows how powerless and dependable Beth is in that scene. Mrs. Diodorf does not see Beth, just another orphan who needs to be taken care of. And then Elma uses the exact same line while shopping for clothes with Beth. Although so far she's been a positive change from Mrs. Diodorf's rigid attitude, she is no fairy godmother, and this moment makes us realize that there will be no Cinderella story for Beth. If she wants nicer things and not the ones which just do nicely, she has to take control over her life and find a way to earn them.
Saving is a good lesson for a girl to learn.
So in this case, dialogue recycling serves as a driving force for the plot, awakening in Beth the necessity for success and financial independence. When Beth arrives in Moscow to play against the Soviet chess heavyweights, she also repeats the same words. At first, this repetition may seem a bit off. After all, this is clearly not the time or place for dressing up. Yet Beth has reached the highest point of her journey. She is in the very city which has been her ultimate goal and fear for years. So, by repeating the words she only heard from others in situations where she had no control, she takes it back and reassures herself before her final battle. Perhaps it's also used as a subtle tribute to Elma, who's been shown to have a taste for nice hotel rooms.
I asked for a pleasant room, and I believe they gave me one.
So this repetition is more of a look how far I've come and what a great suite I got kind of thing.
This is definitely better than mine.
Reusing lines can also raise emotional stakes and mark the turning point of a scene. When Beth asks Mr. Scheibel to let her play chess, at first he sees it as a fleeting whim of a bored child, but he dares her.
Now or never.
And this dare defines her whole life. Well, if this concise line does sound life-changing, it's because it is. That's why it leaves a lingering imprint in our memory, and the second Beth repeats the same words to Harry,
Now or never.
it immediately makes us lean in. The subtext in these two scenes might be nothing alike, but the emotion is similar. Beth is also not sure about Harry, even though she was definitely leading him on. The outcome does not turn out to be life-changing though. And after their affair fails to blossom, Harry is ready to move on with his life, but Beth is still not ready to maintain any long-term relationship with anyone except pills and alcohol.
I wasn't ready. I just wasn't ready.
That's because you weren't ready.
This repetition helps to connect all the meaningful romantic episodes in one narrative plane. In the first scene, Beth is literally not ready to be photographed, but her words also foreshadow that her romantic feelings for Towns will remain unrequited. These words become a leitmotif of her relationship failures and painful growth she is going through. The short-lived affair with Harry starts on the same note.
Hello?
By the way, we have to give this scene some credit for its nuanced portrayal of the importance of consent. In this scene, Harry sees an opportunity and just takes a leap of faith. The setting does look inviting, but it still would have been best to ask first, and Beth's reaction reflects that.
I just wasn't ready.
This ship was not built to last, but at least this time Beth takes control of the narrative instead of just letting things happen to her.
I'm ready now.
In the third scene, the word repetition shows that it is actually Benny who is in control, despite the fact that Beth just beat him in the USA Championship. Beth might have taken his title, but he takes away her words and puts her problems out in the daylight, showing that he cares about her well-being.
I like your hair.
Here is another proof that Beth, even though at this point she's begun to feel very comfortable as a chess femme fatale, is still emotionally very not ready. It's clear that Beth has mastered form but not substance of romantic entanglement, dare I say. And her personal issues and insecurities regarding her mental health have kept piling up, so her move on Benny is mostly an attempt to shut down his interrogation. But Benny reads her like an open book. And he is much too proud to let her use his hair as a stress reliever, so he puts the opportunity to mentor her above the prospect of a drunken fling. Yay, Benny! Not that it sticks though. But before this happens,
Do you still like my hair?
they get to know each other, and Benny makes sure that Beth's main priority is chess and she is 100% sober and focused without any stimulants. She even manages to beat him at speed chess in front of his friends. Wasn't it his thing?
Well, what if you throw the other games and you spend all your time against me?
And what if I kick you in the crotch?
What a sucker punch. So he kinda concedes to Beth on the personal level as well, using her own pickup line to make it look like it is still her idea. He may sound like his personal stakes here are also low, but underneath this chill facade he is probably a bit worried that he has nothing left to teach her, and now that it's him who wants more, for Beth he's just Benny with a good hair. You're hard to match, Herman, because...
You really are something.
In the second episode, when Towns charmingly compliments Beth after her win, making her fall for him even more, he merely admits that she has impressed him with her talent for chess.
Jesus Christ, Harmon, you're humiliating my rook.
But in the series finale, when Towns repeats the same phrase, it has a lot more layers to it.
You really are something.
Beth is no longer a weird ginger girl who appeared to stalk him. She's gone from being his unexpected chess nemesis to a romantic confusion turned heartbreak, to a good listener, loyal friend, and an unconditional ally. What makes this dialogue recycling so powerful is that it serves as a nice wrap for Beth's emotional growth journey. And once she has won the battle against herself, with a little help from her conveniently reappearing friends, she can win against anyone, or just play for fun. Recycling in writing is cool, guys. Don't let anything go to waste. Except for those pills. Unless you have a prescription, they're good to go.